Hello my darlings, I hope you're all doing very, very well. In today's video, we are of course doing a Tattoo Enthusiast reacts to Reddit's Am I the A-hole? This is, again, one of my favourite series to do, just because I like reading and seeing all the different types of, tattoo issues that are going on in the world or something, I don't know. I love reading the comments when I do these videos, they're so interesting. I love seeing other people's points of views because that's what makes us humans great. We are all entitled to our own opinions, and if you agree or disagree, it's always a fun time reading the comments. So let's get this tea right here. This is one that I want to read straight away, okay? And that is, am I the arsehole for bad-mouthing a tattoo artist, leading them to lose customers? And they've been voted not the a-hole. Now, obviously, it all depends on context. Like, what have you been bad-mouthing them about? Have the tattoo artist been horrible? Are they, not a nice tattoo artist? Or did you get a bad tattoo? Like, there's so many ways in which this could be warranted, but there's so many ways in which it can't be. So it says, I have quite a few tattoos, specifically wanted some tattoos done in a style native to my community and culture. It's a style suited to stick and poke, and I found an artist who would be well suited to it. I messaged them and they were interested in tattooing me, and also coincidentally they saw that I was hosting a concert featuring a musician they were interested in and asked if they could come. I said sure. They came for the show, and after the show tagged along with some of my friends to my apartment to hang out with the musician after. When leaving, the tattoo artist thanked me for my hospitality and the free ticket and said they'd like to tattoo me for free. Okay, fair enough. That sounded great, so I agreed and we set up an appointment. At the appointment, they insisted that I get the tattoo in a different colour than what I asked for, and after finishing it, told me it would be $75 and just to e-transfer them. I reminded them about the free tattoo thing, and they said that because they were operating out of a facility that it cost a lot, and so they couldn't afford for me not to pay. And because I felt bad and pretty embarrassed at that point, I paid. Once the tattoo healed, I noticed it was already fading, and I messaged them and they agreed to touch it up, but then kept postponing the appointment. At that point, I messaged them pretty annoyed, and they needed to uphold their side of the agreement, and I already paid for what was supposed to be a free tattoo. They got really aggressive and blocked me, saying that I was trying to mooch off a person of colour. I'm also a person of colour. After this, whenever a friend reaches out about a stick and poke tattoos and mentions this person, I warn them not to go there. And it turns out someone told them, and they're saying that I'm being an arsehole and to stop bad mouthing them. Am I the arsehole? Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. So many things to dissect here. The whole trading sort of like a concert ticket for a free tattoo, that is pretty common. Like tattoo artists will trade tattoos for things, whether it's like building work, paintings, plumbing, concert tickets, hair. If it's like a mutual agreement, that's all okay. I'm always a bit iffy about, people asking for free tattoos, but if it's like a mutual thing, that's okay in my book, because it's like a consenting thing. Like there's no begging or please work for free kind of thing. Like it's a mutual exchange. They're insisting to get a different colour than what they asked for. That's not okay, unless there's any reason as to why that it should be a different colour. I'm assuming not most, but the majority of stick and poke tattoos are done with black ink. So maybe this person asked for red or brown or something like that, which their body, if they want that, they can have that. There's nothing wrong with that. So that's a bit red flaggy. The whole asking to pay, even though they've agreed that it would be free thing, that could have probably been communicated before the appointment. Like a whole, hey, I'm in, say, another studio. It sounds like they were in a different studio or something like that. Like they have, like artists have to sort of rent their chair. They have to give a percentage of whatever they make to the shop owner. So it sounds like it's something like that. But that should have been communicated beforehand, I would say, or even before the tattoo had started. So maybe they were too busy to message this person and be like, oh, hey, I'm going to have to charge you here. I'm so sorry. That could have been done through a message or before the appointment. At least then this person has the option to like, say whether they want to go ahead with it or not. Because sometimes, if you think you're getting something for free, they may have just gone out grocery shopping and be like, oh, I can spend a bit extra because the tattoo I'm going to get now is going to be free, so I can spend a bit more money. And then this person might not have enough money for this tattoo. Like, it's just courtesy. The fact that it's didn't heal too good is a bit strange as well. When stuff like that happens, it could be up to the artist or it could be up to aftercare. Don't know the full context, and I don't know what this artist's work is like. I obviously haven't got any pictures to see. And to ask for a touch-up, which is completely normal, a lot of tattoos do need a touch-up anyway, but to be very, like, wish-washy about the whole thing, that's weird to me. Like, why are you being so flaky? It seems like this tattoo artist got what they wanted, which is the concert tickets and to hang out with a musician or whatever, and then was kind of a bit like meh after the whole situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those like flaky friends, like they get what they want and then afterwards they're like, meh, I don't care anymore. Seems a bit like that to me. But yeah, I think it's just all down to a lack of communication and unprofessionalism. I'd say this person isn't the a-hole because they haven't really done anything wrong here. Like, they're just talking about their experience, and you're very much allowed to do that. Maybe a little bit extra to, you know, go out of your way and say, don't get tattooed by this person. Don't get tattooed by this person, even though they're probably just like mentioning it. I don't know. It's a tricky situation. Of course, would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this. What would you do in this situation? Okay, this is interesting and weird. Am I the arsehole for getting a tattoo without telling my roommate? I don't know why you would need to tell your roommate. Like, that's a weird one to me. You know, unless it's affected this person's finances and they can't pay rent or something like that, I don't know why it would be an issue. But we'll find out. My 21 female girlfriend, I guess that means me? No. Huh? I guess that's me, 21 female. Oh my god, but I'm so confused because it's my 21 female girlfriend, 20 female. Like, what is happening here? So I guess that means my girlfriend and I decided the night before a studio did a flash to get tattoos the next day as a date. I think what it means is this person and their girlfriend saw that a tattoo studio was doing flash and they decided the night before to get some tattoos or something. I don't know. Anyway, once we got our tattoos, I sent pictures to our roommate group chat, and within minutes, our roommate, 19 male, we'll call him Alex, texted back, without me, question mark, question mark. Alex is really sensitive to being excluded from things. Even if it's unintentional, he'll take it personally and isolate himself and become passive aggressive and or actually aggressive. After he sent the first message, my girlfriend explained the flash and invited him to take the bus to us. He declined and said he wasn't prepared, but throughout the convo was being accusatory. I've never seen that word in my life. I mean, it means he was accusing people, I guess. But, I mean, a couple can go out and do things by themselves. This Alex person sounds like a third wheeler. Anyway, the next morning, he was playing a new game in the living room with his girlfriend, our other roommate, 19 female. We'll call her Sasha. When we went into the living room, the energy shifted. We tried to make small talk with Alex about the game he was playing, and he gave us short, annoyed answers, so dropped it. I sat on the chair next to the couch Alex and Sasha were on, and immediately he sighed and asked how long he planned to stay there. I asked if he wanted me to leave, and he said that wasn't what he asked. Well, it sounded like he was implying it. So I asked if he was mad about the tattoo thing, and he said sort of. But Sasha nodded. I told him it wasn't my responsibility to inform him of local flashes, but that in the future I would invite him to ones I go to, so he doesn't feel excluded. But this specific outing was a date. Exactly, like, oh my goodness. It just sounds like a couple went out and got tattoos together for a date. Like, you don't need to be included in everything. Like, this person has now communicated that, oh, I'm sorry that you felt like you're left out, but in the future, should there be any other tattoo flash events, I'll let you know so you can come with us. That is a normal, like, that's good communication in my opinion. After saying that, I went in my room and cried. Sasha texted me that what I said was not a good response. What? And pissed off Alex even more. At this point, I felt bad for Sasha because she's always ends up in the middle of Alex's conflict since he never faces his interpersonal issues with himself. With peace and love, it does sound like he has quite a few. Situations like this have happened at least 4 times in the last 3 months, always involving Alex. What is Alex's problem? Sasha and I talked for a bit about how to resolve the conflict and decided to just talk with Alex. Alex sulked for most of the day in his room, but Sasha told me about 5 p.m. that he'd be ready to talk in 30 minutes. My girlfriend and I waited for an hour in the living room for them to join us. When they did, Alex said that he thought my girlfriend and I purposefully excluded him and that we had made plans to get flash tattoos with him. Or without him, maybe. While we did make those plans, it was a different flash event that happened 2 weeks ago and that none of us ended up going to. The talk was pretty uneventful. Alex kept muttering how stupid it was. We told him we'd never intentionally exclude him from group activities, reiterated how it was a date, invited Alex to the next flash and said we could all book appointments together, but it ended with a lack of closure and things were still a bit awkward. So I'm just wondering if I'm the asshole in all of this. I do feel like I could have been nicer to him in certain ways or could have just invited him to begin with, but I also feel like he guilt tripped us and couldn't accept that we all have lives outside of each other. Yeah, 100%. This poster, in my opinion, is not the a-hole here. It's Alex. Alex has some kind of issues, whatever they are. I'm not going to assume or what have you, but Alex is the problem here, okay? Like, how can you not understand that a couple want to go out and do their own things and have a date and you're not being excluded in any way, shape or form? It's just a couple wanting to spend time together, you know, just to enjoy each other's company like couples do. Like, what? It's just so weird. Like, why? Like, you know, and like this person has tried to communicate on a great level and they have a lot more patience than I would have, because I would say it straight up, being like, yo, this was a date. There was going to be plenty more flash tattoo events, you know, like tattoo studios hold them all the time. Not all the time, but you know, like it happens a few times a year. You can just wait for the next one. It's not that deep. Like, grow up. Why are you so needy? Okay, the next one we're going to read here is, am I the arsehole for asking my boyfriend to not get a tattoo? And it's been voted no a-holes here. But normally when I read stuff like this, people asking for their other half to not get a tattoo, it's normally a bit red flaggy. And it can be quite controlling or toxic, but we'll read and figure it out. Before I go into context, I know the title may sound bad, but I do just want to say I have no problems with tattoos. In fact, I want some myself. Okay, so my boyfriend, male 18, and I, female 17, they're quite young, have always admired other people's tattoos. He's been wanting one since he turned 18, and I've always been comfortable with him getting one as I think they're hot, and it's his choice if he wants to get one, not mine. Absolutely. Okay, I'm glad that is a thing, okay? About a month ago, his mum offered to pay for a tattoo to be done by a family friend. I wouldn't have had a problem about it if it wasn't for the fact he had also tattooed his sister, who only recently turned 17 in August. I'm not a tattooist or a professional in tattooing in any means, but from what I've heard, tattooing anyone under the age of 18, even with parents' permission, is illegal. That's somewhat true in the UK. That is true. You have to be 18 and over. You cannot get parents' permission. That is against the law. If anyone is offering that, they're breaking the law and they're just dodgy. Okay. In some states in America, you can be under 18 and have parents' permission. I think you can be 14 and up with parents' permission in some states. Some states it's like 16 and over. Some it is dead on 18 and over. It depends. So I think they could be American just because of the way they're spelling mum, which is M-O-M. English people do M-U-M. And I think maybe some European places spell mum like that. But yeah, I don't know. It depends where you live. Anyway, I explained this to my boyfriend and he just said the tattooist let her off because of being a family friend. That's not okay. Because again, that's illegal. You could lose your license. It's not worth the risk. It seems very dodgy. I didn't think a normal tattoo parliament would allow... That's so fancy. I don't think a normal tattoo parliament... I love it. Would allow that, but it turns out their shop shut down in 2020 during the pandemic, so he works as a freelance tattoo artist. Fantastic. He showed me a picture of the tattoo on his sister, saying it wasn't too bad. I had one look at the tattoo and it was as bad as I expected. Oh no. She wanted a tattoo of a moth, which I thought was an interesting design, but the line work and shading truly is horrible. It honestly looked like someone had coloured the arm in with a biro pen. I could just envision this horrific mess. I didn't even lie to him. It was awful, but he just kept telling me it was because she was moving a lot. I guess shaky artwork because by someone moving is understandable, but he changed part of the design, so part of the head had a skull which turned out wonky. She liked the tattoo at first, but she's changed her mind since then. If it was a moth and there's a skull, that's a death moth, right? I'm not sure if there's an option to attach an image on here, but if I knew, I'd attach it. Okay, I don't know if there is. I asked many times to find a different place that offered tattoos, as a friend of ours had some nice tattoos we both liked for affordable prices. Speaking of prices, I thought around £100. Oh, okay, so they are British or English or anywhere that does GBP. But yeah, speaking of prices, I thought around £100 for 2 tattoos. His mum is planning on getting one too. Seemed too good to be true, which is somewhat correct. It depends on what the tattoo is. Like if you get 2 little like finger tattoos for £100, that's pretty normal, I guess. Well, the first appointment about a month ago was cancelled, but she rescheduled it for tomorrow. I'm honestly really worried about it, even though it's not my tattoo. The only bit of reassurance he's given me is that if it's bad, he will just get it covered since it's a simple design. Circuit board, robot wires. I don't want to sound controlling, but I really don't want him to mess up his body with a bad tattoo at the young age he is. I was honest with him the first time that I think it will be a bad idea, which ended up in him getting a little bit mad and sad at me with him contemplating the tattoo. Felt relieved when it was cancelled due to the lack of money, but now it's supposedly happening for real. All I feel is panic and dread. Maybe I'm being dramatic though. This one's quite a complicated one because it seems like they're being genuinely concerned and just looking out for their boyfriend, which I totally understand. That's obviously okay to do in a relationship. You want the best for the person you love, of course. And I would also have the same concerns, to be honest with you. Like anyone in my life that asks for tattoo advice or recommendations for tattoo artists, I will always guide them in the best direction I know, to the best artist I can think of that can do what they want to do. And the tattoo artists are really good and all of that, right? That's, that's the nice thing to do, of course. So I totally understand, this person wants nothing but the best, and tattoos are for life. They're permanent. They should be taken seriously. I always say that, they're a serious thing. And it seems like he's pretty blasé about the whole thing. Like, oh, if it does look crap, it's fine. I'll get a cover up. But then you just end up spending more money in the long run. So you may as well just go to a decent tattoo artist. Like I'm sure we've all had that feeling before of, oh, if it doesn't turn out right, it's fine. I'll get a cover up. Like I've had that feeling before, I think the more heavily tattooed you get, the more meh you feel about the whole situation. Maybe it's just me, I don't know, but you become a bit more relaxed about the whole thing. But anyway, on the other side of things, I feel like at the end of the day, it is his body. He can do what he wants with it. It's his choice. Like, she's done everything that she can do in her power to guide him, to be like, hey, like, could we possibly maybe look for another artist, or I don't think this artist is good. That's as much as you can do. And if this person is adamant on getting the tattoo, they're gonna do it, and you're just gonna have to let them do it. And then if they learn from their mistake, they learn from their mistake. And then if it turns out good, great. Okay, I'm gonna read and react to one more, and this is, am I the arsehole for being angry at my ex for tattooing my name on his body? It again depends on context, but I would say no. I mean, it's been voted everyone sucks, but to me, this is this person isn't the a-hole, because like that's weird. But anyway, we'll read. It says, my ex broke up with me over 2 years ago. Okay. I moved away shortly after the breakup and cut off pretty much all of our mutual friends because I was in a bad state and didn't want any reminders of him. Completely understandable. I'm sure we've all had, a breakup like that or had feelings like that before. I've had to move back recently, which has caused me to reconnect with old friends and to see and interact with him more often than I would like. One of my friends told me he had a tattoo of my name on his body. I thought she was joking, as he definitely didn't have it while we were together, but she showed me pictures of it. She told me he got it done after I moved away and was pretty smug about having it. Disgusting behaviour. Why? That's weird. I've just never had the desire. Okay, one, I've never had the desire to tattoo someone's name on me before, like a partner. I understand why people do, whatever, but this is this is me. No, they're an ex for a reason. Why are you holding on? Okay, anyway, I was furious. So the next time I saw him, I confronted him about the tattoo. I asked him why he had it, but he pretty much just laughed at me and told me to have a drink so I would calm down. He sounds like such an asshole. I yelled at him that he needed to remove it and that he was a fucking bastard. He wanted me to stop yelling as he said I was making a scene, but I wouldn't. Eventually, my friend pulled me away from him because she said it wasn't worth it and that I was going to make him and his friends angry if I keep going. He keeps texting me now and telling me how I hurt his feelings when I yelled at him since he got the tattoo for me. My friends are telling me I shouldn't have spoken to him the way I did and I should just forget about the tattoo. Am I the arsehole? Wow, okay. I mean, in my opinion, they have every right to be angry and annoyed because, like, it's just a bit weird. It's not like a sibling tattoo or a best friend tattoo or something like that. Like, you know, like it just doesn't make sense to me at all. Like, why would you get your ex's name on you after the relationship? It's not even during, it's afterwards. Like, what is the purpose of this? Like, how do you explain that to people without sounding weird? Like, oh yeah, this is my ex-partner's name. Oh, did you get it while you were in the relationship? No, we broke up and she moved away and I got it then. That just, to me, it's a red flag. I don't know. I mean, maybe not to everyone, but to me, that's scary. Okay? Like, did they overreact? I don't know. Again, I would kind of feel the same. Like, I would be fuming at this situation. And I don't think that this person needs to apologise for the way they acted. I don't think this person sucks. Like, this has been voted. It's been voted. Everyone sucks. I would say more so the ex is the a-hole here. But at the end of the day, what's done is done. That's the problem with tattoos, they're permanent, so, you know, you can't force someone to cover it up, you can't force someone to, you know, have laser removal. I just hope this person maybe gets some sense and thinks, yeah, why do I have this? Maybe I should do something about it. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I just want to say thank you so much for being here and I hope you all stay safe and well. And until my next video, bye!